What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. It's so great watching you watch me cook. It makes me so happy. Today I'm feeling real low maintenance. I don't necessarily feel like cooking a whole lot, but I'm gonna show you how to make probably the best steak that you can make at home. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Today I have the pleasure of cooking up a bone-in ribeye. So the other name is Tomahawk. Alright, smell test. Yeah, it smells alright. I mean, it doesn't smell right. When I say that, it means it smells good. It smells like we won't get sick. With any steak, frozen, unfrozen, you always want to get that surface area nice and dry. It's gonna do a world of a difference when we get this thing seared. I didn't write the weight on the vacuum seal bag, but I would estimate this is probably like 800 grams. That piece of fat's hanging off. Maybe we'll chuck that in the pan now. What do you guys think? Start off the rendering process? I think so. So I love my stainless steel cookware. Always do the water test. If it glides like that, we're ready to cook. We're not really cooking shit. All we're doing is giving it a dry after that. Is rendering our beef fat. If you guys watch my previous videos, you'll see I can clearly say I don't necessarily like cooking steak indoors or just at home. I'm feeling lazy, so we're just gonna work with what we got. For all my lazy chefs out there, this one is for you. Steak gets a nice dose of coarse sea salt. Don't be afraid of the salt. Trust, trust, trust. Both sides. Give it a nice tap. Anything extra, do the sides. Salt all around, friends. Decent amount of pepper as well. Always go a little bit too much than you'd like, because that's literally the perfect amount. Alright, same thing, give it a little tap and use that to season the sides. I have a huge chunk of fat here, so I'm going to score that. And so what that's going to do is that's going to give it a nice, it's just like the surface area sear business. Alright, salt and pepper done. Gonna put this off to the side and get on with my other prep. I've got a few sprigs of rosemary that I'll be basting the steak with, as well as half a bulb of garlic. Nothing special here, guys. We're just smashing it, releasing the oils inside of it, and that's gonna give us some delicious essence. I think it's a necessity if you're making any kind of pan-fried steak. Chuck them with the rosemary, and I'll just keep them in their shells, because afterwards they'll pull apart easy as. This is our unique ingredient today. It's eggplant. I'm gonna be frying this up. We're kind of gonna do like a steak and frites, but with eggplant instead. We're in autumn in New Zealand and it's $5.50 for one. So I think these might just have some like surface layer damage, but you know, I picked up two. So pretty stoked about this find. And if you haven't had eggplant before, next time you get a good eggplant deal, give it a go. Give them a wash, give them a dry. This one softened a little bit, but like that's not soft as in like it's rotten. Like over here, just it's like bruised. It's taken a beating. But I'll say straight off the bat, I can tell from their heads, this one's a little bit discolored. So maybe this is just like a supermarket defect, because the thing is, and about food waste, if you're paying $5.50 for one of these, no one's gonna pick the ugly one. So I like the incentive of you get more value for stuff that don't look the best, right? I can live without paying $5.50 for one eggplant, But let's say you're a restaurant and your produce needs to be aesthetically pleasing because it's a part of, you know, the service. But bro, people at home, or you at home watching, don't worry about it. Unless you're making restaurant money, don't worry about restaurant quality. We're gonna take the head off. We're gonna go half it, make it easier to work with. If your eggplant's playing games, get the knife out and cut it flesh side. And guys, they don't need to be perfect at all. At all, at all, at all. Any yucky bits, you can always remove them. Valid, it's valid, bro, it's valid. I was talking to my girlfriend as well. I was like, damn, that's crazy, like the amount of texture we lose in high quality restaurant places. I feel, in my opinion, they just refine until it becomes baby food. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm just a texture fiend. I think that's why I also like the aspect of rustic cooking, or I personally like to cook rustic myself, because one, it's less effort, it's more realistic to like an in-home sense, because like who's gonna pull out the Robo Coupe 3000 to make one fucking entree sauce, you know? Like that's just unrealistic. Most of the people at home, you either have kids or you have hobbies. I would like to think that you guys have hobbies, or you just want to sit yourself in front of the TV and eat a delicious meal, and that's all good. All of that things are okay, right? But if you don't have like a massive drive to be in the kitchen for hours and hours, I would rather not put you there. But anyway, this is our eggplant. You can see it's already oxidizing, so I'll put some water in this, just stop that oxidizing process straight away. You just need any kind of citrus fruit, lime, lemon, I'm using grapefruit, and you just squeeze that over the top. It will stop the browning. There you go, that's gonna do its thing. Let it incorporate. Beef tallow is pretty unstable at high temps, so you always want to use, if you're doing this process, if you don't have clarified butter, the next best thing is, I don't know, like avocado oil, peanut oil, canola oil, rice bran oil. So I've done a little bit of 50 Shades action, just because I know the eye likes to come off. And we're gonna go straight in. Take your steak to the next level. I have a nice trowel. Chuck it on top. Use a weight, use a plate. Just anything to get that surface area flat on the pan. It's been about 2 minutes. And look at that sear, guys. Look at that sear already. That's another 2 minutes. Check out that sear. No way. Check it out. You don't believe me? Check it out. We're gonna flip it back onto the original side. A little more butter for flavor. And then go on with our aromatics. Rosemary, garlic. Swirl it around, let it get to know each other. Into the oven for about 4 minutes. Alright, we're out. 4 minutes is up. We're gonna give this a flip. Oh my god, guys. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing it? That's getting crispy, that's getting crispy. Let's give it a little bit of love. And it goes back in for another 4 minutes. Let's check it out. I would say even a little bit shorter. Yeah, another 2 minutes. We need to drain them because they're going in the same pan the steak was in. Come here. No freaking way, dude. You know how I scored the fat right here? We're gonna do that. Put this back on heat. We're just caramelizing the fat. Tilt the pan. Get the oil in there. Alright, fat caramelized, that's good enough for me. Take it on a plate, let it rest. Our oil, our juices, our garlic, chuck them on, let them rest with it. Rosemary too. Leave about 3 tablespoons of oil, butter in your pan because the eggplants are going into this. Guys, you can fish out the, whatever's left in the pan, like the rosemary and stuff. It just adds extra flavor into what we're going to be cooking next. It was still slightly wet, so always be careful. Eggplants in. Toss to get coated. Keep on high, we want this crispy. After blasting it for, I don't know, it's probably been like 10 minutes. Blasting on high, you can see the texture on side 1 and side 2. This is exactly what we want. We want that nice color, crisp caramelization. The eggplant is done, nice and crispy. Time to season. So I've got extra virgin olive oil. Chuck the base of the pan along with, let that get a little bit warm, some paprika. And we're just letting these two get to know each other. Nothing too crazy, guys, because we don't want this to burn. This burns super easily. So it's almost like a constantly stirring type of vibe. Once it gets bubbly and delicious, like that, like this, bubbly, delicious lava, we're mixing it in. And so, we'll do a little early taste test segment. It is eggplant, smoky, rich, fatty, delicious, salty. With texture. That's so good. And such a nice switch up just from, you know, the classic French fry, just fries in general. My tip is, if you're making this at home, don't burn the smoked paprika because then everything's just messed up. The eggplants, I think all in all took about 15 minutes. If you have a fryer, chuck in the fryer because fried eggplant is literally something else. I like to pull the garlic off because this is still edible. It's still gonna be delicious. Rosemary too, if you wanna eat the leaves, eat the leaves. They'll be nice and crispy, add even a little bit more texture. And you know, that's what you're paying for in these fine dining restaurants. They'll deep fry some herbs and they'll be like, here you go. And you can just see how easy everything's coming off. All the garlic cloves are. The skins. But these garlics, these are delicious. These get so crispy. We'll do a texture check. From a steak, it's pretty good. Time to get these strings off. That string really makes a massive difference when you're cooking anything like that just wants to break apart. Like ribeyes have so much intramuscular fat that they just want to peel apart. Like I could peel the eye off the bone if I wanted to. Oh, nice fatty bone. Ooh, cross section. I aimed for rare, so let's see what we got. Welcome back to Matt's Recipes, and we have another banger. Absolutely killed it. Rare tomahawk steak. Slice this up nice and thin. Follow my recipes, slice it up nice and thin. Feed your family members a meal that will rival even the best of restaurants. I'm actually real happy I used the Tomahawk, guys. I'm pretty sure I picked it up last year. And I need to work my way through the freezer because it's just full every time, and I just keep buying more and more meat. And that's not ready to go because where the hell am I gonna put it? So I need to make more recipes, show all of you, all my loyal viewers, loyal subscribers, how to make killer meals, especially with everything being so fucking expensive. All of this stuff that's gold, chuck that on top. Make sure not to cut yourself. If you want to tell your dog that you love them, give them the bone afterwards. It's all delicious ribeye, soft, fatty ribeye meat. These crispy bits by the bone, these are some of the most flavorful parts in the entire thing. We've come to, I think, everyone's favorite part of the video. It's where you get to see how I enjoy my food. So we'll start with the eggplant. I know I tasted this early in the video, but these are so good. Smoky, oily, fatty, rich. Not so much crispy now because it's been sitting for a minute, but two different textures, which is valid. That's what you need. Here's my steak. You can see the gray band. That's what I talk about in a lot of steak videos. The pink meat. Can you see the texture? Yeah, you definitely can see the texture. And taste test, taste test. Smells delicious. Oh man. The texture of the crust is so flavorful, and it just brings harmony, peace and serenity to the daily suffering that we as humans endure. Man, that's so good. That's so good. I need to have it with a bit of eggplant too. Man, it's like, I love smoked paprika, and that just made me love smoked paprika even more. This meal is like hella texture, giving just ultimate texture vibes. A bit of crispy garlic here as well, and a super fatty piece of steak, and that was so good. Wow, that garlic is insane. More eggplant. Man, everything just works so perfectly. So I'm gonna leave you here, guys. If you've enjoyed the content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be thrashing out the videos. I'm gonna continue eating my delicious steak. And let me know in the comments if you've tried whatever you've tried, if you like this idea, if you don't like this idea, of whatever I'm cooking up that day, or if you want to see me cook up something different, drop in the comments. Just let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna make a plate, and I'll see all of you guys on the next one. This is my final plate. I've got eggs, eggplant, steak, bits of garlic and rosemary, as well as I need an acid component. Tomatoes with a simple balsamic dressing is perfect. As well as under there, some garlic rice. Runny yolks only. That's gonna be perfect. We've got a bit of everything in this bite. Mmm. 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 That bite was so good, it's gonna have me freestyling. Man. Insane. I'ma smash this. Like it up. I'll catch all of you guys on the next one.